So, from my picture, I wasn't going to give you an edited highlights of my last 10 years' work, so I'm just going to look at the one project that features on the panel out there, which is a little muse, Newtown muse, and we've seen a number of variants today. Will showed a rather fabulous one quite earlier on. This particular one is in the east end of the Newtown, so slightly ragged around the edges, and it lost its pitched roof at one point, I suspect during the 60s. Where's this? But it is, as acknowledged by James in choosing this area for the focus of his poster, the Albany Street Lane area is a fascinating sort of place of slight sort of chaos. Everything goes slightly wobbly. The orthogonal nature of the Newtown collapses, and the remnants of the old fuse still survives. The Lit Muse itself, the remnant of that is this splayed corner. So rather than a simple rectangular box, which you would have anticipated, for some reason, it's just got that little slice out of the topmost corner. So again, as existing, all very simple. There's a garage on the ground floor, two rooms on the upper floor, connected by a lovely stone stair that swept up with a little loo underneath. And the client, he basically used it as a dump. He kept his motorbikes there and storage stuff. So the idea is to turn it into a residential property, one bedroom. So again, bedroom on the ground floor, glimpsing into the garden. There's a little cylindrical wedge room, and opening up the glimpse of the stair. So as you come in through the door, you'd be led up the stair to a combined living dining area, kitchen on the uppermost level, which would open up to the underside of the roof. The kitchen could be closed down and concealed, and the living areas would all focus around a new stove. Plan-wise, very simple, straightforward. The most interesting thing about the project was how to put on a new roof. Given that it had lost its traditional pitched slated roof, it's a question of how might one then sort of engage and maybe use that as a design opportunity to sort of bring something in different. And the key really lay in that little splayed corner I mentioned earlier, and using that as a sort of starting point for a sort of geometrical game on the roof plane, where one could sort of set up ridge lines and create glazed gables, both on the west and on the east. So this is a little diagram showing that. So you end up with a sort of triangular glazed gable on the west, which will bring afternoon light in, and a triangular glazed gable to the east side, so that would flood the room with sun in the morning, and a central gutter that would connect through. A little study model showing the very sort of simple forms that we're involved with, and having worked through in drawings initially, and then working roof variations through little card models to sort of see what was actually the best solution to go forward with. Again, doing a number of daylight studies to see how steep these pitches should be, and again, giving you a sense of how the room, this sort of living dining room space, really opens up into that sort of roof space and transforms it from being a sort of composed tight little box into something that has a bit more sort of generosity and sort of engagement. The sort of east and west orientation of the gables allows you to get around the problem of privacy with your immediate neighbours to the north and to the south. It's obviously a very heavily residential area. A couple of images just looking at the range of materials you're looking at. Again, trying to take a very different approach. So you had a sort of translucent wall with zigzag structure that would screen off the bedroom to a certain extent, and not. A sort of timber-lined kitchen that could be closed down, a little cylindrical wet room that you would step into, and have a sort of immersion, full immersion, with various washing basins and little troughs set within the skin. one central element. Obviously, such tiny little properties, storage is always the key thing. So maybe one bespoke element, a bit of carpentry that would rise up through the stairwell and connect in to the upper living space. Could be maybe used to store CDs and music and bits and bobs. So this is the little baby with mummy and daddy on either side. You can see the fall of the ground with Albany Street to the north and Barney Street to the south. And again, all these tenemented properties all looking down into this little property. This was the elevation to the mews, so again, very understated, a sort of zinc element with a little flash of orange to sort of pick up the entrance. And facade onto the garden with its sort of quirky zinc-clad hat that would sort of peek over. The little glimpse down the lane again. But the sad footnote to that was that although it seemed a really nice project to be doing on such a small scale and the client was committed initially, we hit the buffers with a bloody planning officer who refused it. Despite our protestations, we had to go to appeal and did secure permission on appeal, but that was a 6-month time lapse. And in those 6 months, the client's interest basically just sort of waned, and it's now still sitting there, sort of gathering water and languishing. It's a really beautiful way to store your motorbikes, if you're that fortunate. Ending on a sad note, but
what was the reason? What was the basis that the client refused it?
He didn't. The roof forms he thought were around the use of the zinc. He thought was incompatible with the context. But if you look at that stretch of Albany Street Lane, it's a complete mishmash. There's all sorts of rubbish along there. And, you know, I thought that we were enhancing things, given that it was a cruddy felt roof there at present. This would be a positive improvement, but he wouldn't budge. And he had the drawings stamped, rejected, I think, almost like the day he got them. It was a very fast turnaround. So it wasn't quite sure, James, whether this was unbuilt or theoretical. Falls somewhere between the two stools.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you.